What's going on, guys? So this is just a quick little riding video from a couple weeks ago. Just want to get it out here before I clear my cards all out. I've got like I think 8 SIM cards, and they're all full of one thing or another that I don't want to delete, but they're not really enough to make a video, I guess. This was a fun little ride. We don't ride this spot too often. It's just, I guess, too far out there. But it's a good little spot. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got some sand. It's got some river crossings. Got plenty of mud. It's fun. Seemed like a lot of trees are down though since the last time I was here. But definitely see a lot of wildlife at this spot. So I've seen snakes, deer, turtles, lots of birds, great blue herons, and all kinds of cool stuff. Also, I've got some updates on the 450L parts. Rocky Mountain called me back Thursday and said that my parts finally showed up. I ordered them on June the 8th, and here it is, August 1st, as I'm recording this. And basically the girl said that everything is in, and went ahead and did next day shipping, which actually means about a week, but it's scheduled to be here Tuesday. So hopefully everybody say some prayers that I get the right parts, and we get the 450L up and going, and I can try and make some content without hurting myself. It looks like it's going to be a pretty fun bike. I'm really excited. I wished I'd have had it on the last A.O.A.A trip, but it is what it is. I've got a bike, that's the main thing. The rally, it's never really let me down, and that's why I do believe I'll keep this bike in my stable just as long as the 450L. I'd probably imagine I'd revert back to the 250L the older I get. So.
People definitely been riding back here.
Yeah, that's a real cool spot, man. I like that.
Yeah, it is. It gets even better.
The sand is interesting.
Yep. Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. There's a bunch of hill climbs over here.
No shit.
It's pretty swampy though.
So yeah, when I first got the rally, I rode this spot quite frequently because there was never anybody here. It looked like the spot hadn't been ridden in years. And the end of last season, or no, the beginning of this season, I actually brought a couple guys down here with the WR250s, and I brought Zach, of course, and we had a great time. Actually seen some side-by-sides back here and four-wheelers.
Just rip it.
It's kind of odd.
Whichever way you want. I don't know.
Wasn't sure how they got in here, but at least with the side-by-side, but it must be local. But yeah, like I said, this place has got a little bit of everything. I rode here a good 15 years ago, and hadn't ridden here since end of 2018 when I got this bike. I don't know about any riding trips this year other than Anthracite Outdoor Adventure area. I'm thinking about buying a yearly pass to the Reading Outdoor Adventure Park, or whatever the heck they're calling it this year. It's basically the old Trevorton coal hills. Made a couple videos in the past few weeks about it, but it's a pretty cool spot. All you guys saw was the coal hills, which really, that's the highlight of the place, but it's just like A.O.A.A. It's pretty cool. But they don't do day passes. They do a yearly pass system, which is like $175, whereas A.O.A.A. is $28 a day. And they do great. So if these people would just get smart and open up an office, they'd probably make a lot more money. But I've been riding Trevorton for years and never even knew that you had to have a pass or anything like that. I think that's, you know, more of a recent thing. But always had fun there. We usually took our four-wheelers and the sand rails and dune buggy stuff. You know, I mean, I've taken just about every dirt bike I have had in the past 10 years up there. It's a lot of fun. You know.
Gotta remember where you're at?
No, I was just figuring out which way I wanted to go first.
Yeah, you go to the right and you're going through the river, and you go to the left and seeing all the trees falling. But I really didn't want to go through the river because, you know, we would be going back on the other side, and I was trying to stick to this side of the river. There's a lot more riding and obstacles on this side. Yeah, I'm debating on, once I get the 450L up and going, I don't know if I'm going to keep, you know, everything on this channel or if I'm going to have dual channels. Kind of hard to say. I really haven't given it much thought. I don't mind keeping it all one channel. I figure I'd ask you guys what you think. Really, it doesn't matter too much. I mean, I'm more worried about, you know, finding a place to put cameras on the 450L. It's not like the Rally. The Rally had quite a few areas where you could, you know, put a camera. So, I figure I'm probably going to buy one of those Skags rear racks or something similar to it. Probably make a camera mount off of that so I get the rear cam of everybody riding behind me. But we'll see. I gotta figure out something for the front because this isn't quite like the Rally where the headlight stays still and is fixed to the frame. I think I'm gonna miss that. I really liked you know, having that stack up there. Took some getting used to, that's for sure. You know, you're used to being able to see your front fender and everything right in front of your wheel. Whereas with the Rally, you know, you don't see any of that, and that's, to me, that's a good thing. You know, not paying attention to, you know, things that don't matter. It really keeps you from target fixating on stuff. And that's a good thing for me because I've done that a lot in the past. I'm also thinking about doing a review of the Rally. I mean, this thing, it's an awesome bike. I mean, I can't say enough about it. I really, from the day I bought it to now, to realize how good of a bike it ended up being, it's surpassed my expectations. You know, I mean, I've done a lot of work to it, you know, modified this and that, you know, with the suspension and tires and gearing and everything. But to be honest, you know, a good set of tires on this bike and gearing it the way that you like, you can go a long way with this bike.
Yeah, you got the front tire up it. You okay? Flip your switch.
I mean, to be honest, I've taken my Rally places that I haven't even taken my MX bikes. So I really, you know, and I'm being honest about that. This bike's been through a lot of stuff, and it's taken one heck of a beating. I attribute some of that to having clear wrapped the bike. Clear wrap is a very durable paint protection, you know, process if you use the right stuff. And this is some really good stuff. It's 3M, I think it's 6 mil. It's pretty thick, but not the easiest thing to lay down. But at the same point in time, I mean, you got to drag it across some rocky stuff to really tear into it, which, you know, you can see on the bottoms of my side fairings that I have. But most of that is honestly before I put the skid plate on. You know, the skid plate kind of saves me from a lot of that flatland skid plate. It's really just, I don't know, I wish I would have had that from day one with the bike because I watched a family, a father and his two sons, do the Trans-American Trail with a Rally, a regular 250L, and an Africa Twin.
All right. Yeah, he can see something I can't, I guess.
One of the guys busted the crankcase, and I mean, it just, I've always had it in the back of my mind that the crankcases are made of glass on these things, and there's no factory protection. You know, I mean, the stock rally, you know, underguard, it gave okay, mediocre protection, but I busted it pretty quickly and rode around with it busted for quite some time, and actually planned on making my own. And thank God Flatland finally made one. And it's a really, you know, heavy duty unit. It's about 5/16 or, you know, 8mm thick. Kind of heavy, but at the same point in time, you know, they made a really nice product. You know, it's saved me quite a few times, and I'm actually going to buy the same exact one with the radiator guards for the 450L. So I really don't, at the moment, I don't think there's too much I'm going to do to the 450L other than the rear rack, the skid plates, and radiator guards. I've already put the radiator brackets on there, but I'm going to do an oversized tank, and as long as I can tune the suspension the way I like it, I'd probably leave the suspension alone. I don't know how long the D606s last, but I would like to put an Enduro tire on it, just like the one that I have on the Rally. Because the Rally, I mean, since I put that Enduro hybrid gummy from Motaz on there, I don't get stuck anymore. It's literally a thing of the past. You know, as long as I keep, you know, 1 foot on the peg and keep my weight on the bike, you know, it tractors through anything: sand, mud, probably snow. It's an all-around good tire. It's the first Enduro tire I've ever ran in my life, and I now know what I've been missing in life. You know, I'll probably run Enduros, you know, from here on out, and it's great on the road. You know, I have plenty of confidence in it. It's got tons of traction on everything. And again, the tubeless, you know, it's kind of, I don't want to call it a pain. You know, you have to check it every time you ride it on the high pressure side. But you know, it's 110 psi. And, you know, a little bike inner tube, it's gonna have slight leaks through the pores of the rubber, especially at that pressure. But basically, you keep up on it, it'll take care of it. I've never had a puncture, and I mean, you can ride it dead flat. I mean, I rode it up at A.O.A.A for a while, completely flat, because I didn't check it. Fortunately, the bead didn't spin, so I didn't mess up the inner liner. But the bike had sat for a good 2 weeks, and you know, you guys see the nasty conditions that I put this bike through. So it was pretty well empty, and I was like, I really thought to myself, I'm like, oh no, you know, I screwed up now. I screwed up this time, and it was perfect. It was fine. I pumped both sides up, rode the rest of the day, and I've been on 3 more riding trips since then. But this is where we got stuck.
Yeah.
And I've been stuck here before. Not stuck, but you know, I know that it's pretty nasty right here.
Ah, shit.
Really should have just tried to blast through it.
That's what I was talking about. Sometimes it's a little brackish. Like, yeah, that's how it is.
You want me to go to the right of you?
Nah, it gets deeper. You might want to turn around and go back.
Oh, fuck that.
I mean, you can go that way, but there's no way out that way. You can go that way and turn
around at least.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be able to get out?
I might have to just trudge. I might have to just go through it.
Yeah, seawater pushes back through up in high tide, and if there's not a lot of rain, this just gets really nasty. And we had some rain recently. It wasn't a huge storm, but I didn't think about the fact that we've had like full moons for you know, almost a whole week, and basically the bay tide must have pushed a lot of salt water up in here.
Yeah, probably. It
Otherwise,
gets harder right up here, but I don't want you to come through it. Just go down there and turn around and go back.
usually the water's really clear.
I want to hit it.
You better hit it hard then. It's better one bike stuck than two. I'd go that way and go back up.
Yeah, I just wiggle it back and forth and lay the swing arm into the sand. Just usually it digs itself out. But you'll see Billy, he really dug himself pretty deep. His back tire was almost completely under the sand. It was completely under the water. This river can get pretty deep, and I was just in a small channel section of it.
Oh, good Lord.
That's my dog in the background. He's just waking up from a nap. Billy's just digging it in, and I'm waving my arms at him, trying to tell him stop, 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 so he don't throw his chain off. That's what I thought happened right there. Was I thought when I heard that engine rev, I thought the chain threw. But we spent a good 20 minutes digging it out. I spare you guys the footage, but we were both down on our knees digging through the sand, trying to get the get the back wheel freed up, because this thing, I've never seen a bike sunk that bad. It was terrible. And we were beat.
Sorry about that. Oh, good. Look at your sprocket.
It tore the anodizing off of everything. He's got the DRZ Supermoto. It's all really nice blue anodized, and it chipped it all up.
Don't do that again.
Yeah. That's all, folks.